All right. Hello, everyone. Good day to you all and happy Friday. Thank you for joining me for another Rubic Weekly AMA. I am your host, Colin O'Brien, and I am delighted to be here today to discuss recent developments for Rubic. As has been the case for the last few weeks, I am hosting this weekly AMA both through Twitter Spaces and on video via our official Rubic Telegram channel. I'm still getting used to utilizing these different recording and hosting methods, so I do apologize in advance if there are any technical issues. Still no fancy teleprompter for me, but that's okay. I've been getting used to speaking off the cuff and stuff, so doesn't mean I won't look at my notes though. So now with all that said, as I mentioned, I'm very excited to be conducting this AMA and to talk with you all about all the updates regarding Rubic, both for development, marketing, and everything regarding our multi-chain protocol. I know many of you have questions for me, some old, some new. As always, I'm happy to answer as many of them as I can. If I don't have an answer for you, I will consult with the rest of our team so I can try to get you an answer. I would like to remind our listeners to please DM me or tag me throughout the week when you have questions or you see other people ask really good questions in our Telegram chat. It makes it easier for me to consolidate all your questions in advance and seek answers for them through different members in the team. This week, I do not have a guest on the show again. We do have a lot of great projects lined up to come on to talk about what they're working on and their relationship to Rubic and our SDK and all things blockchain. Many of them are waiting just a little bit longer to finish working on the new beta version of our SDK, and they want to get that further integrated into their apps and their projects in general. So instead of interviewing a guest today, I'll be going through our weekly update report. I'll be recapping developments and marketing elements for the past week, stopping intermittently to take questions from our community. And at the end, I will wrap it up with a $50 BRBC giveaway for anybody who participates by asking a question today during our AMA. So if you are interested in lending your voice, and you're feeling up to asking me a question live, you're more than welcome to click the microphone icon in the bottom left corner of Twitter Spaces UI, or also clicking the raise your hand icon in Telegram. But as always, feel free to ask your questions in our Telegram text chat, and I will do my best to answer as many of them as I can. All right, let's go ahead and jump into the weekly update. So kicking things off with development, we have some protocol improvements for the week. So over the last week, our team launched important updates to our ecosystem's functionality with the Solana network. So our dev team, they integrated stablecoin pools for on-chain swaps on Solana, and they're routing with intermediate tokens for the same. And they modernized the list of tokens for multi-chain swaps on Solana as well, so that each of them has liquidity pairings. Moreover, the development team finished their work on the integration of stablecoin pools for Near protocol as well. Our users will be able to exchange US dollar Tether, USDC, DAI at even more favorable rates and in larger volumes. Liquidity Provision Program. Our team is still continuing the work on the development of the first round of our Liquidity Provision Program. Soon we will be publishing all of the details pertaining to the first round of that. Precise instructions on how to provide your liquidity, and we'll share all those analytics and all the additional details very, very soon. We'll put up a Medium article for you guys going over everything in great detail. So we'll make sure you guys are well informed before we launch the first round of liquidity provision. Now, I wish I had more to tell you guys about development, but really the team is just, again, their heads down right now. They've got their plate full, and it just would be kind of pointless to kind of update you and just say, yeah, they're 10% closer to completion on this feature, or 10% closer to completion on that feature. So instead of doing that, we're just going to stay focused on what we're working on. We have a lot of really exciting news to share with you guys through Q2. Just stay tuned. It's going to be pretty awesome. So before I go any further, before I go into the marketing aspects of our weekly update, I am going to go and read some of these questions here that have been asked throughout the week And I'm actually going to start off with a question from Harry. He actually asked this last week, but I did not see it in my DMs until after the AMA had finished. So I'd like to address it. He said, are there plans to integrate different RBC utility cases into one, or is it planned to keep them separate? Example, end current staking early and increase liquidity provision pool size. Won't staking be achieving the same objective as liquidity provision minus the USDC provision and reward? From a staker's perspective, yes. From a logistical perspective, for the protocol itself, no. Being able to increase the size of our stablecoin pools will help facilitate larger swap volume. It will also help facilitate more swaps in a short period of time before we have to rebalance pools. So that is something that we are hoping to achieve with our liquidity provision program. Now, as it pertains to your question, whether or not we're going to like truncate one early and then wrap it into another, as far as I am aware, just talking with the team, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to continue with the current staking that we have right now of the 7 million BRBC. Those will continue to pay out the 30% APR, and then we will also have our liquidity provision program. Now, that's not to say that in the future, one of those features may not be active on through Rubic, but we'll see. And we'll share more with you guys as we progress in development throughout 2022. But no, we don't have any plans to like truncate the current staking round early to expand the size of liquidity provision. Let's see here. Wojak Maxi, he asked, has the team ever discussed adding the ability of NFT trading to the protocol? At the moment, only tokens are tradable, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, the team has discussed that, and we'll have more to share regarding NFTs and stuff as we progress through 2022. But yes, we recognize the demand for cross-chain swaps. So if I wanted to buy an NFT on Solana, but I had a random token on Avalanche and I wanted to buy that NFT, it would be cool to be able to use that token on a completely separate network to purchase an NFT on a different network. So that is something the team has discussed. It's stuff that we are looking into right now. I don't know if that is something that we will deliver on in Q2 or even 2022 as a whole, because there are so many things we would like to work on. But do note that the developers are aware of the demand for NFTs and the NFT marketplace. And we have looked at different solutions to be able to provide that functionality, that feature to our users. So I hope that answers your question. Before I go into any other of those questions that I had, let's check the live chat here. Patrick Kruger asks, Colin, is this the new office? No, this is my own little personal office that I can escape to focus and get work done. Let's see here. Anthony Gallo, this is a throwback. He said, so I've seen a few people in the community mention Hoodiegate, and I'm new enough to not know what that is. So what is Hoodiegate? Anthony, Hoodiegate is a really funny meme that started when the team originally published our team page on our website, and we had people on the team all wearing similar hoodies. And then we had a few of our team members working remotely, so they could not be there in person to put on a particular hoodie and have a photo taken of themselves. So the team photoshopped some hoodies onto some team members. When they were doing my team photo, I specifically requested that we keep the hoodie Photoshop going. So I actually asked them, I was like, yeah, put me in a hoodie. And so that is the Hoodiegate, because you'll see some of the hood straps that tighten up your hood. They're identical across a number of different photos of the team members. So that is Hoodie Gate. It's just a really kind of nerdy, humorous thing that our community and our team has kind of played into. So that is the Hoodie Gate. All right. Harry asks, what are the limits on the liquidity pools? We will share all of the specific details with liquidity provision very soon. We will post a Medium article detailing all the aspects of our liquidity provision program. Patrick Kruger asks, do I know how the rebalancing of the pools work? Like, how does the team move USDC across chains? That's a fantastic question. I do not want to BS you. I don't know specifically how that works. I will have somebody on the dev team give me a breakdown, though, like a flowchart breakdown of how that functions specifically for stablecoin pool balancing. I don't know, and I'm not going to try and BS you today. Cougar Bro says the hat is on forward today. Yes, it is. Team is head down right now. They've got a lot of stuff they're working on. We've had a lot of really cool developments internally over the last couple months, specifically over the last few weeks. We are very excited. We are amped up. We have a lot of things that we need to do, and we've got a lot of support from others in the industry, which is fantastic. There's a lot of high profile people out there that really appreciate what we're doing. They think what we're doing is awesome. They were shocked they had never heard of us. And that is hopefully going to change very, very soon on a larger scale. So with that said, let's turn back to the marketing aspect of our weekly report. So, as many of you know, our team has been focusing their efforts on the development of our liquidity provision program. So, we are currently working on the first round. We recently launched a whitelist lottery. So, we are raffling away 10 spots in our liquidity provision program, and the winners will have a guaranteed allocation in round one of the program. Guys, this is huge for all of you who missed out on the staking, both rounds. This is huge. This is your chance to jump in and guarantee yourself a spot. So if you guys are serious about earning additional passive income through our liquidity provision program, please, please, please go and sign up. You have as good a chance as anyone else of being selected. So there is a link in the weekly update report. Guys, go check that out. We are securing 10 spots for you, and no restrictions on who will be able to get in for those 10 spots. So, like I said, if you are interested in passive income, make sure you go check out that link, sign up for the whitelist lottery. All right. This week as well, there was an awesome article posted by Coin Bureau. It was a deep dive of the Rubic platform, our multi-chain protocol, and all the hurdles and complications currently facing DeFi, and how Rubic helps alleviate and surmount all of those obstacles. So they detail about the prediction of the future, multi-chain future, and as well as how Rubic can affect the entire DeFi ecosystem. So it's a super awesome read. If you guys have 10, 15 minutes to check out that article, if you haven't read it yet, I highly recommend it. It is a fantastically positive article, and it makes an excellent case for Rubic. So thank you, the guys over at Coin Bureau. It was fantastic. We are becoming even more noticeable on TikTok as well. We'd like to give a big thanks to Crypto Nubic. He has mentioned us a few times. You will see some screenshots of some of his TikToks in our weekly update. And before I go any further now with the rest of the marketing updates, I will switch back to some questions that had been asked earlier in the week. Let's see. Let's start with a fun one here. Cougar Bra asks, how long have I been in crypto for? Not just Rubic, but crypto as a whole. I've personally been involved with Rubic since April, May of last year. So pretty much coming up on 1 year now. I learned of Rubic in like the end of 2019, or sorry, 20. So as far as crypto investing, I've been like legit investing for 5-6 years now. But I've had my eye on the market since Bitcoin was worth under $2. Like I was paying attention. They had that article that came out in Popular Mechanics, I believe it was, and that was when the price of Bitcoin went from like 0.8 cents to 8 cents, and then it quickly went to 80 cents, and then I remember hearing when Bitcoin hit $1 for the first time, but I was young and dumb, and I didn't understand what decentralized ledger technology meant, and now I do. So that's why now I'm heavily invested. So I've been in it for a minute, and while I may not be proficient in programming languages like Solidity or Python or anything like that, I feel like I have a pretty firm grasp of the technology itself, decentralized ledger technology, Web 3.0 technology, and all the different advantages that different blockchain networks are offering, and what problems they help solve. So, it's really cool. I'm a super nerd about it. I love this stuff. I think it's fantastic. All right. Let's move on here. We have Parazadera saying, we need that BTC bridge ASAP. Team is working on it. The team is working on it. Mitachi asks, is it for sure that this household name will integrate Rubic's SDK, or are they just trying it out? Yeah, look, I don't want to get into too many specifics, but as it pertains to anyone using our SDK, right? First of all, it's free. It's completely white label. But if they use our SDK, if they're tinkering with it, they're going to decide if that is a good fit for their platform. Larger companies have board of directors. They need to get all of this stuff authorized before they make some serious infrastructure changes to their platform and how it interacts with other blockchain networks, right? So it's not a kind of a willy-nilly integration from a company's perspective. This can seriously adjust their business model. So I wouldn't say that like any one particular person working with our SDK is absolutely going to follow through with the implementation of it. Having said that, though, everyone's really excited about it. Everyone is really appreciative of how easy it is to integrate and work with. And we're constantly improving and optimizing it with feedback from everybody working with it right now. So I won't go into too much more other than the particular thing you're referring to, the thing that I've referred to in the past that I'm very excited about. There's a lot more now I'm excited about too, which is really cool. But they came to us, not the other way around. So I'll just leave it at that, and then you can make up your own mind. All right. Let's see if we have any new questions here in the live chat. Olan Neon Horlak Hunlo. I'm sorry, I can't. I apologize if I just butchered your name. I know I did. Let's call you Olan. Olan, is BTC integration still going to happen in Q2? Yeah, I mean that is the stated goal. As far as I have heard from our team, That has not changed. If we realize that it may slip into Q3, as soon as we do, we'll inform our community. We'll update you guys and let you know in advance that, yes, we feel like we're going to need a little bit more time to finish that integration. As of right now, we still intend to have it drop in Q2. Mitachi, since when has this household name been working on the SDK integration? A lot of projects have been working on our SDK now for weeks, some of them a couple of months. We've had people working on our alpha and then transitioning into the beta version of the SDK. We've had new projects come on board once we released the beta version of our SDK. And again, it's getting received very well in the industry. So I'm very, very, very excited to hear that. And so, yeah, it's pretty cool. I look forward to hearing it in person too, because I will be going to Consensus 2022 later this year in Austin, Texas. So if any of you happen to make it to Consensus, maybe I will be able to meet you in person. All right. David White asks, what benchmarks do you anticipate Rubic having to hit for a Binance listing? I have no idea, honestly. I have no idea. Even if I did, I wouldn't really be able to divulge it. It's part of non-disclosure agreements with major centralized exchanges in terms of listings and listing requirements. So even if I knew, I wouldn't be able to go into the details. So all we can do is continue to focus on building a multi-chain protocol for Web 3.0, and constantly improving it, optimizing it, integrating new blockchain networks, integrating additional liquidity pools, adding new features. So we're going to keep our nose on the grindstone and keep working away, and good things will happen. Good things will happen. Let's see here. William asks, are we going to see a trading competition on Kraken Exchange anytime soon? That is a potential work in progress right now. Harry asks, have the Trust Wallet guys been providing constructive feedback about the SDK, and have they suggested any improvements? I haven't spoken with anyone on the Trust Wallet team. I do know that Alexandra and Vladimir met with the Trust Wallet team when they were in Dubai, and they really are excited about what we are doing. So I'll leave it at that. Oliver says, the Coin Bureau article of Rubic went over well on Reddit. Any plan for Rubic to target that in the future? A lot of potential new users. Some don't even know that we exist. Yes, actually, we just had a team meeting yesterday discussing the awareness of Rubic in the industry and how we can change that. So we are going to start allocating more budget to our marketing. And we realize that our multi-chain protocol is basically ready for scaling up for global adoption. So especially with all the additional improvements we have coming later this year. So our goal now is to create awareness of Rubic, of our multi-chain protocol, of our software development kit, and how it is going to transform the multi-chain landscape of DeFi. So we will be pursuing stuff like that more often. Bush wants to know, is it possible that Rubic will do marketing on traditional media? Yes. Yes. Let's see here. Okay, before I go any further with additional questions, I'm going to turn back to the rest of the weekly report. Let's go over. We were listed again on a top list of rising dApps in the BNB chain and also the Avalanche network. It was covered by multiple Twitter influencers, and we have some screenshots of some examples. BSC Daily, AVAX Daily, they highlighted it. We had 178% TVL gain on BNB. And then we also had, was it 77%-ish TVL gain on Avalanche as well, putting us up there with Aave and Seller and stuff. So pretty cool. Now, so for referral links, we have now over 1,900 unique referral links as part of our referral campaign for our widget and our SDK. We'd like to thank and congratulate some new projects that have recently integrated our widget, and now they have access to our multi-chain protocol and our multi-chain ecosystem. So congratulations to Azika Enews users. They will now be able to buy the AZK tokens directly on azikaswap.com. There's a screenshot there of the integration of our widget. And also, we'd like to congratulate Quantic on being one of the first projects to fully integrate our SDK as well. And then we have a screenshot in there, and it's basically just a snapshot of their platform explaining how it all works. So the SDK, again, is currently live. For all of you developers that may be listening today, it is 100% free. It is 100% white label, and you can also share in the fees that Rubic is collecting for our cross-chain swaps. So check us out. Hit us up if you have any trouble finding our documentation pertaining to our SDK. You're more than welcome to DM or message anyone on the team. You can even email us. We'll absolutely help you out. But we also have a Discord channel specifically for developers. They can go in there and talk to our developers, pertaining to widget and SDK integration. You guys can give us feedback and just ask any questions as it pertains to the integration of those. So there is a link to documentation about our SDK in the weekly update report as well. And just the last little thing in the weekly update is about this podcast today, this AMA, both on Twitter Spaces and in our Telegram. All right, let's go over some more questions. Let's see here. Bobby Brown makes a comment. He said, Vlad's starting to post more on his Twitter account. Yes, he is. He was kind of given, I guess, a little bit of advice or direction from some other executives in the industry that he should be a little more involved on Twitter, and he is already taking action on that. So you love to see it. And look forward to seeing many more posts from Vladimir. El Aragorn asks, does Rubic intend to do more marketing with Chico Crypto or another YouTuber? Yeah, absolutely. We're going to continue working with influencers. We have a number of people who are very excited about what we're doing, and they actually believe in our project, and they really think that we are going to be an essential part of DeFi moving forward. So yes, absolutely. Boomcell asks, any update on Tezos integration? Rubic made goals for at least one integration a month, but there was no release of any new blockchains for March. I don't have any additional updates to share with the community right now pertaining to any additional network integrations. I will say, though, that we are still on track to keep that pace. We have released already 3 additional blockchain network integrations this year, and we are just now entering month 4. So stay tuned. Let's see. Hillmark asks, can we expect a breakdown of the Dubai trip? Did Rubic secure any partnerships? We're not ready to share publicly everything that transpired in Dubai. I will say that the trip was more successful than we thought it would be. And we made a lot of really great connections with a lot of high-profile people in the industry. We made a number of connections. And when I say we, I just mean Rubic as a whole. It was technically Sven and Vladimir and Alexandra doing all the schmoozing. But there are a number of projects out there that were unaware of who we are And now they are very excited about what we're doing because now they are aware of us. They think that we have a killer project and that we stand to disrupt the industry in a very, very big way. So I won't go into names or anything just yet. Again, I don't know how much we're willing to share, but I will tell the community that it was a massive success. Going to Dubai and having Vlad and Alexandra be there for multiple conferences and expos and to talk to lots of different well-respected individuals in this industry, high-profile executives, investors. They are all very excited about our multi-chain protocol. They are all very excited about our software development kit. They think we are on the right track, and they think we are going to be, again, a huge disruptor in the industry, in the space, and that we're going to be a key part of Web 3.0 and DeFi. So it was very, very cool to hear the breakdown directly from Alexandra. I was very excited. I don't know, again, if we're going to be able to share a ton of that information, but I will tell you guys right now, it was awesome. Super awesome. I'm more hyped than ever. So very, very cool. Let's see here. Georgetown asks, as the price of Rubic goes up, will the team consider reducing the ratio of Rubic tokens required to provide US dollar coin liquidity provision? Yeah, I would imagine we would. Absolutely. Right? Because if it ends up being like, $10 a Rubic, right? You're not going to require $10 to stake $1 of stablecoin. So I would imagine the ratio would change as the price of RBC changes. But again, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Pun intended. C asks, I've got a question. I sold BRBC for BUSD and paid nearly 600 in fees. What's up with that? I don't know. Try contacting our customer support. They will be able to help you out with that. I do not know. Yes, Andrew chimed in to mention too that outside of EVM compatible blockchain networks, the process of integrating a new blockchain that's non-EVM compatible, EVM is Ethereum virtual machine. It's more complicated. And again, as we progressively add more and more and more networks, it becomes increasingly complicated. So every single additional block, we have 11 blockchain networks right now. If we add one more, that's one more blockchain network that needs to operate seamlessly with 11 others. Now, when we add an additional one after that, now it needs to operate seamlessly with 12 others, and so on and so forth. So it just kind of compounds the complexity of the entire ecosystem. It is going to take some more time to integrate some of these non-EVM networks. But again, our devs are up to the task. We have some of the hardest working and smartest devs in the industry. And, if they are capable of doing it, or if anyone is capable of doing it, they are. So I'll leave it at that. Andrew, he says, I am from a stablecoin protocol. We would like to highlight you as the best way to buy our stablecoin. How can we partner with you in marketing space? Go ahead and DM Andrew. Andrew's on top of it. You shoot him a DM and we'll get things worked out. I had a feeling you would all run with my using RBC at $10 as an example. You cheeky fellas. All right. Let's see here. I don't think I have any additional questions that have been asked throughout the week. Again, if you guys think of anything throughout the week, if you see somebody say something even on Twitter, you can bring it to my attention. Send me a link. It doesn't even have to be Twitter, any social media platform. If you see somebody ask a question pertaining to Rubic, and you think it would be good for me to answer here in our weekly AMAs, send me a DM, send me the link. You can always add me in Telegram or add me on Twitter, and I will do my best to try and get an answer for your questions. Let's see if we have any additional questions here in our live chat. And if not, I will go ahead and wrap it up for today with our $50 worth of a BRBC giveaway. Bobby Brown says, can we get an update on some of the numbers of potential integrations on the pitch deck, specifically slide 13? Some of them are dated. Absolutely. Our graphic designers, they have been slammed. Like we're putting them to task right now. They've got their plates full. You should see their workload. So it's one of those things that we are going to address, and we will get that updated very soon. And we'll try to be more on top of keeping that updated as we add new features and as parts of the platform change. Yeah, Andrew chimed in. We're not currently planning to update that one, but we'll continue to update our documentation. Again, kind of parodying what I just said. Our graphic designers have their plate full right now, so very hard for them to get around to every little detail. But we will absolutely continually update our pitch deck and our website. So just keep that in mind. Biggest Gorilla asks, when can we expect integration with a major wallet app? I don't know. I do know that our SDK is built to be integrated natively into crypto wallets, both software, hardware, browser wallets. So hopefully sooner rather than later is the answer to that question. Larry wants to know, under Rubic's definition, is there a difference between liquidity provision and a validator? And if yes, does someone need separate RBC tokens to participate in each of the programs? Yes, there is a difference. And yes, they would need different sets of RBC to participate in both of the programs. As far as I understand how we're going to design the programs, that's subject to change. We, again, don't have all the details yet. We will share the details very soon pertaining to our Liquidity Provision Program, and we will have more information to share pertaining to validators later in 2022. Hopefully in Q2, we'll be able to share more with you guys on that. Oliver asks, is Rubic exploring any farming opportunities, burns, or airdrops? I don't know. I don't think an airdrop, no. Farming opportunities, burning of tokens, those are things that have been posited by people in our community. Our team has talked about things internally. We don't have anything to share at this point in time pertaining to those things, but we are working with or have been talking to people that do farming and things like that. So those conversations are happening. I don't have any additional information to share right now pertaining to a burn or any farming opportunities. And Cube Wizard makes a good point. Where would we get tokens to burn or airdrop? Almost all tokens are in circulation. Yes, we have over 89% of RBC tokens in circulation right now. So tokenomics are not good for airdrops and things like that, but they are good for investors and for people who are interested in providing liquidity or for running validator nodes. Harry makes a comment. Graphics are always stunning. Props to the team. I know the artists will be appreciative to hear that, Harry, so thank you for the compliment. I agree. I think they're fantastically talented. Fidelis asked, the $5,000 transaction to be whitelisted for the liquidity provision, is it cumulative or a one-off transaction? Fantastic question. I don't have an answer for you, but that is something that we will answer when we release the full details of the liquidity provision program. Benjamin asks, if Rubic implements lending, will it enter a partnership with a lending protocol or will have its own lending protocol? That is a good question. I don't know what our devs and our executives are going to decide upon. I do know that we have talked to different lending protocols, though. Those conversations are ongoing. And I don't have any additional information I can share with you guys right now, but we'll have to wait and see. So, all right. Let's see if I have any live questions here in our Twitter Spaces, which I do not see. Let me check. I don't have anybody raising their hand in our Telegram chat either. So I am going to go ahead and wrap it up for the week, unless you guys have any last second questions here. Oh, Ashby says, months ago it was said algebra holders would receive RBC. Will this still happen? I'm not familiar with algebra holders getting airdropped RBC. I've never heard of that. The other way around, yes. RBC holders being airdropped algebra tokens. That has been talked about. But again, I don't work for algebra. I don't have any affiliation with that project at all, outside of the fact that our founders are the same. So as it pertains to potential airdrops of the algebra token, I don't have any information about that right now. So, let's see. Cube Wizard chimed in. He said the team could put a portion of platform fees collected towards burns. This would likely mean less rewards for staking and etc., but it would make the token deflationary, which would still be worth it for holders. Yeah, I mean, that's a potential option. So I don't know what the team intends to do or plans to do. I haven't talked to anybody on the team about burns or anything anytime recently. But again, if we have information to share with you guys, we absolutely will. We appreciate all the feedback from you guys. We see it and we discuss it internally all the time. So keep it coming. If you have suggestions or feedback, both positive and negative, for our project, we're receptive to all of it. So please keep it coming. Daniel asks, would an NFT space be utilized by Rubic? It is something that we're looking into. I personally think it would be super cool to be able to take a token on a random network, like the Aurora network, and purchase an NFT on Polygon or on Solana, and do that in a simple click of a button. So I think that would be really cool. I don't know the technical feasibility of it. Again, I'm not an expert with Solidity and how you would take like a BEP20 token and convert it to an ERC21 token, or how that would work going all the way over to the Solana network. Like, I don't know how that would work. I mean, really, it would just be using the stablecoin to purchase it, right? So I don't think it would be that complicated. But again, that's coming from somebody who doesn't have a background in development and in programming. So I don't know. Again, though, if it's possible, I put my money on this team to get it done. Again, we have some of the smartest, hardest working devs in the industry. So, all right. There's some more questions in there about algebra tokens and airdrops and stuff. But again, I don't have any of that information, guys. So I'm not going to speak about any of that. You guys will have to jump into the algebra channel and ask the guys over there what they are doing with regards to an airdrop and stuff. So, Hillmark asks, will Rubic begin integrating Syscoin chain, as they are implementing ZK rollup and also giving projects grants that integrate their chain? I think the eventual goal for Rubic is to integrate everyone. Every major blockchain network that's out there, whether it's EVM or non-EVM. So that is the goal. I do know that a number of conversations took place with our founders when they were in Dubai, and they talked with a number of different projects. Some of those projects were blockchain networks, And some of them are very excited about what we're doing, and some of them have offered to induct us into their grant program so that we can begin development on integrating them into our multi-chain ecosystem. I won't go into names of who, but just know that it was, again, an extremely successful, positive experience for Rubic. And I am personally more excited than I've ever been. So I'll leave it at that. Bobby Brown says one-stop shop should be the goal. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'll take it one step further, Bobby. You limit yourself in terms of global adoption, mainstream adoption, if you force and pigeonhole people into using a very specific app or website to take advantage of your product. So having it, I mean, imagine if the only way you could do multi-chain is if you went to app.rubic.exchange. Now, while it's an awesome experience and we have a fantastic UI and the user experience is, in my opinion, seamless, it would be even better if the Rubic multi-chain protocol operated behind the scenes and you didn't even know it. Like you were in whatever application, program, website, crypto wallet, and you're just making multi-chain swaps and it's using Rubic's multi-chain protocol behind the scenes. That's the goal. That's the goal. Bobby Brown says, who on the team is in charge of securing grants from chains for future integrations? Is it Sven? I've seen a few, don't know if he's aware of them. We have a few people on our team who are responsible for that. We have some new team members. One of them is he's our new director of strategic partnerships. So I think primarily he will be heading up future grant programs and things like that. Whereas Sven will be dealing more with the actual business to business communication, everyday developer integration and things like that. So, and we'll announce our new team members soon. Cube Wizard asks, is the team currently working on the mobile app? Yeah, that is one of the things that the team is working on right now. I don't have any additional updates pertaining to the mobile app, but it is something that is on the developer roadmap right now. Daniel says, seems like multi-chain is the new focus. What is our competitive advantage compared to other similar protocols? I would argue that Rubic's multi-chain protocol is as simple as it can be without overcomplicating multi-chain as a whole, like multi-chain swaps, right? Like the way we are utilizing stablecoins to migrate value between different networks. We're not doing bridges like multi-chain or any swap is doing. We're not locking and then minting tokens. We didn't create our own blockchain network like Thorchain to be able to accommodate, native Bitcoin and Monero and everything else. So we're not trying to overcomplicate it. It doesn't need to be overly complicated. It just needs to work. And it needs to work reliably. And that's what we're really, our devs are really working on right now, is we're taking all of the feedback from any failed transactions and we're trying to figure out why that happened, right? Like why did this transaction not go through? Is it because a particular token contract had a built-in native tax and we didn't account for that and changing the slippage accordingly? All of these little variables are being scrutinized by our dev team to help further improve our multi-chain protocol. And I think another thing that really sets us apart is the fact that we have a built software development kit that enables people to tap into our multi-chain protocol very easily. So we're darn near enterprise ready. Like the team feels like we are ready for scaling up to global adoption at this point. the behind the scenes metrics are improving every single week. And we're seeing fantastic growth, and we're seeing growth in users, and trade volume. So things are looking really, really bright. I think we are far ahead of our competition in that regard. We're not doing the exact same thing that somebody like AnySwap or now Multichain is doing. We're not doing the same thing that Thorchain is doing, but we constantly get compared to them because we are in the multi-chain niche sector of DeFi right now. And there's not very many projects doing what we're doing. And the ones that are, in my opinion, are so far behind us that we have such a huge advantage. And we're adding more devs to our team. We're adding more people on our marketing team. So we're ready to expand. We're ready to grow. And we are very, very excited for the future for Rubic. Oh yeah, and Cube makes a great point as well. I mean, one of the distinct things that Rubic offers compared to pretty much anyone else out on the market right now is the fact that we have 15,000 plus tokens as part of our ecosystem. So in essence, we have over 112 million token pairs. No one else comes close to that, not even close. So, and again, the fact that we do both on-chain and cross-chain liquidity pool aggregation, we're checking different sources for token liquidity, and we're taking into account a number of variables to ensure that users are getting the best possible price when executing a swap. That's just another layer on top of everything that we already have that just makes it the one-stop shop. I mean, why would you use any? I haven't used any other decentralized exchange directly. Like, since I found out about Rubic, since I've been using Rubic, I mean, why would you, right? There's no advantage to jumping out of Rubic to go over to Uniswap. Why? So I could potentially miss out on a better price through 1inch or through 0x, or, it doesn't make sense. So, I mean, yeah, it's the ultimate solution, right? And I think we see that on the metrics on the back end. People who come and use Rubic, they keep using Rubic. So we just need to build that awareness now and build this global brand and really push our SDK and get people in the industry utilizing our multi-chain protocol. Harry says, can we get a total pairs count? I would have to get the exact token count first, but it's a simple formula to figure that out. All right, I think that's pretty much going to do it. We do have a comment here from Michelle Lucent. He said, I bridged from Avalanche to Moon River 30 minutes ago. What is the usual time to complete this transaction? It depends on network congestion. Certain networks to other certain networks. Sometimes the swap process can get a little delayed. Again, a lot of these networks are still scaling up themselves as well, right? In terms of transactions per second. So as those things get ironed out, as the industry matures, you're going to notice that the swap time between different networks through our protocol is also lowered as well. But the average swap time, is 80 seconds. I mean, I personally had multi-chain swaps go through in like 10 seconds, 15 seconds, it seemed like. So, offsetting the 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 80 seconds is the average for our multi-chain swaps. But again, it depends on network congestion and gas fees and things like that. So you can always contact our 24/7 customer support team. They will help you out with any issues you may have. William asks, does Rubic get a fee from on-chain transactions? No, we do not charge any fees for on-chain transactions. That is, we can't get away with removing fees from other people that we're aggregating from, right? So if you're purchasing a token through Uniswap's liquidity pool, you're going to be hit with a Uniswap fee, essentially. But we're not piling on top of that for any on-chain transactions. It's only through multi-chain that Rubic is charging any fees. I'd be bad at this asks, do we have a percentage of users that only use Rubic once? Like how many stay once they try it? I don't have the specific numbers, but I can try getting some from the team. I don't think that I know that you guys are interested in knowing that kind of information, but to like take away dev man hours to find out that information may just not be that important for our dev team at this point in time. So I'll try to get that answer, to get that information for you guys, but no guarantees. Patrick says, with the liquidity providing program, will the swap limits be lifted? I'm talking about the maximum amount of USD that can be swapped. We will have more information to share with you guys, hopefully very soon, pertaining to transaction limits. All right. I think that is pretty much going to do it. I am going to grab some of these names here and put them into a randomizer, and we'll go ahead and select a winner of $50 worth of BRBC. Just give me 1 second here. Got quite a few questions today from a lot of different people. This is awesome. Thank you guys for participating and for asking questions. I really appreciate it. When you guys ask questions, anyone listening, it just helps them become more informed about the project. So again, I thank you guys for coming here and for participating and asking me all your questions. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. Oh, no, we got Anthony Gallo. And all right. All right. So our winner this week of $50 worth of BRBC. Congratulations to Hillmark. You are the winner of $50 worth of BRBC. Go ahead and shoot me a DM after the show today, and we will go ahead and hook you up with your $50 worth of BRBC. Sorry, Patrick Kruger. Try again next week, buddy. I'm sure you'll win it eventually. That is pretty much going to do it. So again, I thank you all for joining me today, for hearing me ramble on about all things Rubic and all things blockchain. We really do appreciate your support. We cannot do this without our community. We have such an awesome, engaged community, and I really do sincerely appreciate you guys coming by today, listening to our AMA, participating in our AMA, and for being part of this awesome community. So thank you. On behalf of everyone at Rubic, thank you guys so very much. That's going to do it for another episode of Rubic Weekly Chat. This has been an awesome AMA. I've been your host, Colin O'Brien. Thank you, everybody, all so very much for stopping by. And as always, stay happy, stay healthy, stay hydrated. Most importantly, stay cubic. Take care, everyone.